Tzu Chi volunteer donates 75 brand new wheelchairs to hospitals in remote regions. New York Tzu Chi volunteers issue cash cards to the households affected by Hurricane Ida. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Sandy Yan. Thank you for joining us. Hsinchu Tzu Chi volunteer Yang Qiu was once here herself, so she understands the inconvenience of patients and family members. After seeing the malfunctioning wheelchairs in hospitals of remote regions, she invited entrepreneurs and family members to donate 75 brand new wheelchairs to Yunlin, Guanshan, and Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital.
On an early morning, Tzu Chi volunteers in Hsinchu made their way to eastern part of Taiwan. They do not have time to enjoy the view because they are on an important mission.
Tzu
Chi honorary board members are very kind. They know that we are in remote regions and that we need medical resources, so they gave us 20 wheelchairs. And they were transported here by Tzu Chi brothers and sisters. Today, we're here to thank them.
A total of 45 brand new wheelchairs are sent to Guanshan and Yunlin Tzu Chi Hospital. The good relationship in action originates from Yang Qiu, who once suffered major illnesses.
Guanshan and Yunlin hospitals are quite remote. We have to fix wheelchairs over and over again. Sometimes we even use tape to put it together. It's quite sad to see the photos. What if someone falls?
Besides inviting entrepreneur friends to contribute, Yang Qiu also invited her cousin as he continued the good deeds of his deceased young brother, donating 30 wheelchairs to Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital.
My younger brother's colleague in Vietnam once borrowed some money from him. He called me and said that he wants to return the money. Afterwards, I called my cousin. She told me to donate the money to Tzu Chi and to do good deeds on behalf of my younger brother.
Many patients are seniors. Their family members use a wheelchair to bring them to the hospital. Sometimes the wheelchair's wheel breaks or the brake malfunctions. It's quite bad, so I'm thankful to Brother Yang and his family members to fulfill his younger brother's wish, spreading great love to people in need.
From Hsinchu to Hualien Taidong area and to Yunlin, the continuation of love made its way across Taiwan in order to make sure that patients living in remote regions can be safer while they seek treatment.
In Yunlin, TIMA doctors followed the government's epidemic prevention measures to suspend the free consultations for past few months. Now that the pandemic has been reduced to level 2, the free clinic in Guilin Village, Gukeng Township, has resumed service since September.
After half a year, Yunlin TIMA doctors restarted the free clinic in Guilin, Gukeng Township in September.
The medicine will not stop even though we did not hold a free clinic. The doctor will still prescribe the medicine and we will send it home to him.
A couple in their 90s, seeing volunteers and medical staff they haven't seen for a long time, just like seeing old friends, happily chatting with everyone about their vegetable growing experience.
Today, both Grandpa and Grandma are very happy. Besides talking about their physical problems, they're also happy to talk about the harvest of their vegetable garden.
All here are all border servers. The young people are not at home. We'll also wonder if they are healthy now.
In addition to health checkups, TIMA volunteers also brought a special gift.
Today we brought another very special gift, an umbrella for them. I hope that they each hold an umbrella and each can do a good thing so that the world can be more beautiful.
TIMA doctors guided the elders in remote village with love to heal their illness and their hearts.
Chiayi County has the oldest population in Taiwan. The medical team of Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital visits the elderly who lives alone or has mobility issues once a week, taking care of their health and letting them know they are not alone.
80-year-old Grandma Lee and her husband were waiting at home early in the morning, looking forward to the arrival of the medical team.
看病很详细，
The doctor is very detailed, making us feel good. I think it's good for them to conduct house calls. It's much better for the patients like us to seek medical attention here than in the hospital. My legs will originally look fair and beautiful, but now they became like this, which is caused by varicose veins.
The couple suffered from chronic diseases. Grandma Lee had once fallen, causing her spinal injury. She also has varicose veins recently. Apart from providing medical consultation and medication prescription, the doctor also chatted with the elderly.
When the function of their body declines, we would let them know which can be recovered slowly and which cannot, so they have to accept and face it.
Chiayi County is the one with the largest number of elders in Taiwan. 1 out of every 5 people is 65 years old or older. As Taiwan is becoming an aging society, it is needed to understand the elders' psychological status.
We need to stay with him and let him know that he is not alone. No matter what happens, there is still a group of doctors and nurses to accompany him to face various problems that he will encounter.
Lighting up the dark corners of society, the medical team of Dalin Tzu Chi Hospital allows the solitary seniors and those with mobility issues to have someone to rely on.
Cardiovascular disease is the second most common cause of death among Chinese people. When myocardial infarction occurs, the golden hour for treatment is only 60 to 90 minutes, making it more life-threatening than many diseases. Let's take a look at how Hualien County Fire Department and Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital's cardiac rescue team save lives.
When we arrived at the scene, he felt such pain that even his feet were numb.
The left half of my chest, probably the position of my heart, felt a terrific pain, like it was being pulled apart. It was very painful.
We did an electrocardiogram and sent it back to the hospital to be read. Later, the hospital replied that it was a possible myocardial infarction, so we rushed him to the hospital.
As the ambulance was approaching the hospital, Mr. Yang's cardiopulmonary function suddenly stopped, and the paramedics hurriedly performed CPR on him.
His consciousness changed very quickly, and he almost lost his breathing and pulse before arriving at the hospital. He was revived, but it was still very scared. He was in the first intensive care unit and was lying there with tubes all over. He was still in a coma at that time. Initially, I thought that simply saving him was enough, but then after 2 or 3 days, I didn't know how he would be or if he could recover. Dr. Wang happened to go to the ward the next day and said that his index numbers were very good and ECMO could be removed. This was only the second day.
55-year-old Mr. Yang has no history of heart disease and doesn't suffer from the 3 highs, ignored the occasional chest pain, and unexpectedly suffered a myocardial infarction. Fortunately, this cardiac rescue team had enough time to save his life.
About a month earlier, when I was taking a nap, it was the same pain in my heart, and it caused me to wake up with pain. My whole body was cramped and whitish. It was the same situation. I thought it was just a bad sleeping posture, which caused my blood circulation to be bad. It was occasional cramps, so I didn't pay much attention to it. Later, if I thought about this type of situation, I had about 4 occurrences of chest tightness and pain.
In the emergency situation, this is ECMO tube. Before putting it in, you were dead and the heart was not beating. This is a very severe stenosis. The focus is here. We gave you medicine in the ER and the blood vessels were slightly open. Otherwise, the original blood vessels could not be seen. Your myocardial infarction means that there's no blood under this blood vessel. Next, we'll put a stent here. After putting the stent, now the blood vessels looks very beautiful. Of the 10 patients who have this, only about 1 or 2 survive. The key to good luck is to call 119 for chest pain, so we can make a good pre-hospital diagnosis in the ambulance. You should share it with your friends and teach them to call 119 for chest pain. Don't come to the hospital by yourself. Come in an ambulance so you can be more safe and stable.
It turns out that it wasn't easy for me to survive because I've OHCA for a long time, and everyone said that it's really a miracle.
Thanks to the fire department, thank you Dr. Wang Zihong, and all the doctors and nurses are very good. I'm very grateful you rescued him and brought him back.
New York City volunteers continue to issue cash cards to residents affected by Hurricane Ida. The disaster has damaged much of the possessions of the residents. This much-needed help allows the Chinese living in a foreign country to have stable support.
We lost our TV and kids' toys. Everything is gone.
Honestly speaking, after the flood, I felt lost and confused since I lost everything in my home. I really don't know what to do.
Because of Hurricane Ida, there's a lot of impacted family, especially those low-income new immigrants who are living in the basement or on the ground floor where their entire house got flooded. We identified who they are and what street and invited them to come and receive some emergency help. Tzu Chi's giving out monetary support. Smaller family will receive $600. Bigger family will receive $1,000. We are giving them love, support, and they know that we're here, so they can come back to us to either seek for more help or whenever they have a chance to give out help, they know that we're here.
Right after the disaster, Tzu Chi came and took care of our community, and they told us that they could help us. That's why I'm here today. Tzu Chi gave me some financial aid help to get through our daily life.
Thank you to the foundation for giving my family $1,000 in financial help. We are really appreciate because we can use it for groceries and our daily necessities.
I felt lucky, I feel sad at the same time, and wish we could do more.
I think在实际的话，对我们的帮助就像是黑暗中的烛火，是在我们生活比较最困难的时候，给了我们一点继续生活下去的，给我们看到继续生活下去的希望和光明吧。
Saigon, known as the back garden of Hong Kong, is a leisurely and quaint fishing village. Because of the pandemic, fewer tourists go there to visit. Many residents' income has been greatly reduced. Therefore, Tzu Chi cooperated with Shangri-La Group to send special gift boxes during the Mid-Autumn Festival.
All the paintings on the wall are created by Miss Sin's son, who is 7 years old with autism and ADHD.
To be honest, our family's resources are mostly for him, while we will adjust our eating expenses, but for his study fee, we will try to do our best.
Most of the family income comes from her husband driving a taxi. During the pandemic, there was fewer passengers and hence his income was greatly reduced. However, the special education for their son must not be interrupted. Volunteers visit them with a special gift box made by Shangri-La Group, a food package and Tzu Chi's subsidy.
Thank you for your kindness. It's commendable that you guys will go into the community to care for those at the grassroots level. Many charity organizations may just donate money, but you guys will care for us and chat with us, trying to understand the real problems we encountered.
The pandemic has impacted many families who are struggling with a meager income but are not eligible for the government's subsidies.
Because of the pandemic, few tourists come to Sagang to visit. My husband used to work part-time in the seafood restaurant, but was laid off recently.
Giving out the blessings, it is expected that she will also be able to help others in the future.
Bless you to become a person who is able to help others in the future.
In Malacca, Malaysia, a vegetable vendor once accepted a Tzu Chi volunteer's appeal to donate money for the purchase of medical equipment. Unexpectedly, in August, this kindness returned to his family who contracted the COVID-19. Here's more.
The COVID pandemic has yet to ease. Medical equipment is still in short supply. Tzu Chi Malacca chapter has successfully donated medical equipment to hospitals and quarantine centers.
At the time when I contracted the virus, I was very nervous. I was panicked like the end of the world.
Wu Su-min, who is a street vegetable vendor, contracted COVID with his family of 3 at the end of August, unfortunately. When they stayed in a quarantine center, they witnessed the life-saving functions of the medical equipment donated by Tzu Chi.
I saw a lot of equipment like blood pressure monitors or oximeters. I asked healthcare workers if they are given by Tzu Chi, and they said yes. All are sponsored by Tzu Chi. Before, there was only one blood testing machine for over 100 people to use, but now there are more than a dozen, speeding up the testing time so we can know our own condition faster.
Wu Su-min has once contributed his compassion and love. He didn't expect it would save his family.
One Tzu Chi sister told me that Tzu Chi has organized an activity to donate medical equipment to hospitals. Back then, I promised to join. I didn't expect I could benefit from it. Also, many nurses and doctors there were very responsible. I'm very grateful to them. Their dedication and hard work are known as great love. I'm also grateful to Tzu Chi sisters and brothers for their hard work. I hope this pandemic can be eased soon.
Let's contribute our kindness to survive the pandemic together.
Tzu Chi Japan chapter has been providing scholarships to Machida Design College for 6 years. Although the award ceremony was cancelled due to the pandemic last year, this September, Tzu Chi went to the college and presented scholarship to the recipients.
Congratulations to all of you. Because of the pandemic last year, we aren't able to do an award ceremony at the Tzu Chi Japan chapter. I apologize for the 1-year delay.
Tzu Chi Japan chapter provided new shoot scholarships to students in Machida Design College. On a 6th ceremony, 8 students received scholarships, and previous award recipients were invited to attend a meeting.
Love and warmth from everyone is sent to the students here so that they can grow and prosper in the future. We look forward to these students bringing this love and seeing them become good members of society.
Red envelopes are quite unfamiliar for Japanese people, but after volunteers explained the blessings and wisdoms to students, they felt deeply moved.
After hearing about the scholarship's origins and that it came from everyone's love and support, I felt very moved. I hope one day I can give back and become a giver who helps others.
Energetic and outgoing students even brought their works to share with volunteers. Let us hope for the bright future ahead.
Liang Ming, the counselor director of Zhushan Elementary School in Nantou, witnessed the 9/1 earthquake, the collapse of the campus, and the reconstruction process. Since then, he has become a member of the Tzu Chi Teacher Association. Let's take a look.
好，可以垂铃木吗？谢谢。来，那个布鲁诺有100个朋友，他把所有 有的时间都花在什么地方？手机。没有手机或平板的时候，你会很难过吗？好好，我从你们点头、摇头、转头，我就大概知道你会浪费很多的时间。所以今天我们要给各位一句法宝。
The hardware in the school is called environmental education. Under the influence of Jing's aphorisms, how do we improve children's moral, character, and taste, and then create their love, kindness, and filial piety? Isn't it the quality of our 108 curriculum?
108课纲的素养吗？
第一彩，祈求竹山国小校舍重建工程平安顺利。
When the Tzu Chi Project Hope was in progress, there were so many Tzu Chi brothers and sisters who had such exemplary behaviors. In my eyes, of course, I was looking forward to it. Tzu Chi people eat their own food and do other people's work. They give selflessly but express gratitude. I probably paved this area. I made it. I've contributed my efforts in this piece of land, so when I walk to this interlocking block, I would think of how we passed this brick while we are doing this mission.
我要去传这个新砖。
好，来，上次我从第几排先？第一排。你有没有发现你好幸福？有。来，大家一起说。
1 year after 9/21 earthquake, I was transferred to Zhusan Elementary School, where my husband taught. When I arrived, the school was in state of reconstruction. If it weren't for the earthquake, I would want to go back to my hometown in Taiwan. If there is no Tzu Chi Teacher Association and Tzu Chi, I think that my teaching would be like a traditional one, which means passing by day without any direction.
剩下的在这边帮师傅分红包给师傅，跟着哦。
喂老人吃。
I help feed the elderly pudding, then help them pound their backs, massage them, and send to them.
歌给他们听。
带孩子去安。
In fact, taking children to nursing homes is to let them experience and inspire their kindness and filial piety.
那个孝心。
My grandfather passed away before I was born. When I went to the nursing home, I felt like I had a grandfather, and I felt very happy and moved.
So I will cherish the time spent with my grandpa and grandma even more.
He is an active director, working silently for so many years. He has been affirmed by Education Unit and awarded the Excellent Teacher Award, which is the highest award in our education field.
把你可爱的小手借给我。未来最大的资产是什么？孩子嘛。唯有我们先付出爱，他们才能够感受到爱。希望工程就是许一个希望的未来。 哇，好棒！好棒！好棒！
Offenders who work in labor service instead of serving short-term punishment are cleaning out sewer through narrow and putrid manholes. It certainly is an unpleasant job, yet it is a way for offenders to serve the community. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. See you next time.